continue to that part. So before that, I would say, yeah, we have re-enabled the cookies. So no longer URL-based session ID. So I'll quickly repeat what I said. We are going to build this page and then go to next one. So for this, let's start working in a, okay, always work with this manner. I mean, what is the URL? So incoming URL is going to be this. So for servicing this request, new controller or new method, we said all that, but I'm just repeating so that everyone is in the loop. New method. And which controller / customer, we have already mapped it to the customer controller. So let us open the customer controller. You can write it in the bottoms up manner also. Sometimes understanding it in a top-down manner is also easier. So open the customer controller and you start answering. Get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, or delete mapping. Or sorry. Let's first write the comment. Add request handling method to show tutorials under chosen topic. Yes, and I already got the answer from you, I guess. Get mapping is the right answer. Why get mapping is currently right answer? Because if you remember the form which we, this is started, this it continuously keeps on deploying, so you can stop it from here. So it is all cleaned up and all. So in topics.jsp, if you remember, we have made the form method as get. So get mapping. The moment you change it to post, change it to post mapping. So at the rate get mapping. And what will be the value? Anyone wants to tell me the value of this? You know the remaining part, absolutely. So here, / tutorials. Okay. Will there be a query string like this, question mark? Or do we have an annotation for reading the request parameter, Prashant? We have an annotation, okay? So nothing of the sort, question mark and all that. So tutorials, let's write a method, public string. It's going to just return the logical view name, which will be our next page, tutorials.jsp. So string show tutorials by topic. Okay. This is the show phase by chosen topic. And now anyone wants to tell me, you just write the full this first in show tutorials. And do you remember, is there any annotation you have learned which will directly bind the request parameter to method? Yes, of course, at request param. So why you want to say that question mark and all? So let container take care of it. Today it is get method, later it can be post, anything. So request param. And who is going to do the translation, the parsing from string request parameter to integer? Container. So you can just have this, but you know, if you maintain the mapping, I'm so sorry, matching. So what is the request parameter name we have used? Topic ID. So if you use that, you don't require that extra name. So this is nothing but your classic dependency injection. Since you are still kind of fresher, not so fresher, but okay, whatever, put it. Understood completely so far? Reach here? Understanding wise? This is a MVC part which we are discussing. Okay. And now in between we'll do things. So let us return the logical view name. So in between we are going to write the code. So don't worry. So we'll come there, but just finish this part. So anyone wants to tell me? You keep the diagram in front of you and you will be able to answer. So this is the page we want to display. We want to forward the client to this page. So anyone wants to tell me the value of it? Return logical view name or redirect view name? As a forward view name or a redirect? Forward is the answer. Suggest. So suggest the answer. Suggest what should I return? I want to take the client to tutorials page under the customer folder. So what it will be? Simple. /customer. Yeah. So I'll use plural. tutorials because there are multiple tutorials under the one topic. You getting this? So build it slowly, this thing /customer/tutorials. So this is your logical view name, which will get translated to actual view name, which is between that prefix and a suffix. But the best news is we did not configure anything. It is all auto-configured by the Spring Boot. So here, what is that going to be? Same. Web-inf views, and here it will be now customer tutorials.jsp. Now tell me, when we will write, whenever we write these tutorials, I want this content to this data to appear. So naturally, I'll have to hit the database with the query. Everyone understands? So in that earlier one, I just skipped that, service and all that. Let us write the full-fledged ladder. So tell me, your controller is going to invoke whose method? If I have all the layers, what is the layer below the controller? Service layer. So invoke service layer method. Okay. Now, which service you would like to use? I mean, topic service, tutorial service, user service. What is it? Suggest. Tutorial service. It is all tutorial based, tutorial this. So let us pause here because I don't have the method. So we will build it in a step-by-step manner. Open this. Check whether we are in the correct one, day 17. Yes, and I've got the service here. And here, topic service is fine. So let us create a new method here, tutorial service. And here, what is it we want? List of tutorial names. Okay, so first say list java.util. All I want to show you is the names. So string and get tutorials by topic. And all we are passing is the topic ID. Variable name can be anything. Understood the method declaration? Your, what is it? Your controller is going to call the service layer method. We're just separating the business logic here. That's it. Next one. Just writing the interface is not sufficient. So write the service layer for this method in 1 minute. It's going to be just calling the DAO layer method. So it is pretty easy. So write the service implementation class. Click on this. Tutorial. IMPL. Implement tutorial service. And start telling me which is the annotation you will add here. Same questions I'm asking you just to give you a lot of practice so that it will be comfortable in your project phase. 2 annotations. Whenever you are adding a service layer, typically we will add the service. Of course, service is there and the transactional. Don't add it in the DAO layer then. Add transactional. Control-Shift-O. What is going to be the dependency of the service layer? DAO layer interface. I don't have the DAO layer. Do we have the DAO layer? I have not copied, I guess. We don't have a tutorial. No, what is it I'm looking at? I don't have the tutorial. Now we'll create one. So here, sorry, tutorial service. And here, auto wire it. Wire. And here, private tutorial DAO. So there's no such method. There is no such interface. So it is giving you the problem. But finish the service, transactional and dependency injection. And once you have that, all I'm going to do is call the method. Once we write this tutorial DAO dot. Okay, we have yet to write the method. So forget this. We'll just bring in that. You complete it and tell me. Doing it layer by layer. Got it? So the specification remains the same. So I don't want to write the Dowler interface all over. Implementation, of course, earlier we had written it pure Hibernate. Now it will be. So I'm going to send you this so that we will not waste time. Just give me a minute. Do I have all the methods? Yes. Okay. So 2 minutes. I'll send you. I'm just copying the interface. Implementation class will have to write it together. There's no JPA based implementation class here. So main Java app DAO. I've sent you iTutorial DAO. Just copy it and implementation will write it one by one. You tell me when you have copied that iTutorial DAO. Whatever I have completed, you are supposed to try it on your own from scratch in the lab session before I join, so that you'll have a proper revision. Or you can go ahead in this case study, either way. Yes, guys, tutorial DAO is done. There will be some compile errors, we'll fix it. Okay, so where is that compiler error, package name? Okay, so you can say Control Shift O. Just say Control Shift O, fix imports, and IDE will do it automatically for you. So which is the method we are going to build here? This is the method we are going to build. Okay, so is everyone clear what is being discussed? We'll do it one by one, of course. So now let us write your DAO implementation class, which implements this. This doesn't exist. So we have to do it from scratch. So let me just finish this. iTutorial DAO, Control Shift O, and this error should go. But it is not going, it is gone. Yeah. So please come to tutorial DAO implementation. And let me ask you, where is my DAO layer? Yeah. So I have to write a class. So you can see, see here, IMPL. It is going to implement your iTutorial DAO. Don't say service. Service layer is different. DAO is different. So it will generate all the methods. So go systematically and you won't make a mistake. What is the class level annotation over the DAO layer? Which is the class level annotation? You should know it by now. Yes, it is a @repository. Done this much? Next, what is the now dependency? Are we in a Hibernate specific world, Hibernate native world, or in the JPA specific manner? I mean, JPA compliant manner, you know that. So, which is the dependency? Session or entity manager? Entity manager. Which is the annotation to inject it? Either use Spring supplied at auto-wired annotation as usual, or JP annotation, which is the JP annotation @persistence context. So I'm using auto-wired. You can use any of it, and I'm telling you it will work in the same manner. And here inject entity manager. Done so far? Okay, so let's add the comment here. And I'll wait for you to give me the code. This is what I want. One method by this will do. So anyone wants to tell me? I have given the topic ID. This is all Hibernate. This is Pojo. This is not your SQL or JDBC. So I want to find out all the tutorials under the specific topic sorted as per the visits, in a descending manner, ascending manner, something, maybe descending manner. Yeah. So what we should use? Give me clues. Which API? Of course, JPQL. So type the JPQL for me and impress me. Of course, answer is right. JPQL is correct answer. Show me JPQL. Or you can write it here and paste it in the chat, whatever you like. Waiting. If you have forgotten how your topic and tutorial poses are looking like, go there and find it out. And you'll understand. You'll get it, whether it is a bidirectional, unidirectional, how to approach everything. I'll give you half a minute, otherwise I'll start discussing. Select T dot name. Let me see. I'm just expand your thing. I'll check from tutorial where T dot this order by visits. Yes, Sanchumala. Only thing is descending. Descending order by visits in the descending manner because maximum one. But you are absolutely right. Kunal, Yogesh, Sumit. We just want to lift the tutorial name because tutorial can have so much of contents and all that. Okay, so be specific. So start with this, but you are absolutely on the correct track. So guys, if you have forgotten, please check. You can't go from topic to tutorial. Are you understanding me? Because we have simplified the relationship. In topic, there is no tutorial. It's not a bidirectional association, but from tutorial, yes, you can go to topic. So it is all the tracing. So string JPQL is equal to select T for tutorial. Is it a tutorial name? I'm just checking again because otherwise, oh, it is a tutorial name. The property name. Otherwise, again, we'll get a query syntax exception, So don't do things blindly. T dot tutorial name from tutorial T where T dot. Now we are tracing. So tutorial has a topic, has a relationship. Name is, we had done this earlier. I don't remember when, but I had shown you somewhere. T dot topic. So you come to topic and topic is extending from base identity. Base entity is equal to colon ID. Are we clear with the JPQL? Tutorials, which tutorials you are talking about? I don't know which tutorials you're talking about. It's a POJO. It's not a, there's nothing about the database name. Okay, so here, and then you can do it in one liner. Oh, sorry. By mistake. Order by. So sorry. Order by. What is that order by? Column name or a property name? Visits is the property name. Of course, it is also this, but T dot visits and in the descending manner. Ascending is the default, right? Order by T dot visits descending. Now this is a one-liner. So you have got a manager. I hope you remember how we shifted all the way from JDBC till today. And one more optimization, but looks like in the lab session. Spring Data JPA, that way. So anyway, start manager, which is the method to create the query object. Thankfully, the same. It is all JPA API I have shown you. So create query, 2-argument query because it's a select query, JPQL. And what is it we are going to get? A string. So string.class. I'm just lifting the tutorial names as you saw. Dot. Do I have a parameter to inject? Set parameter. You can add positions or whatever, but we go for by the named parameter, which is what? ID, I guess, right? I'll just check. Yeah, parameter name I've given ID. And this is a topic ID. And then all this is done and get result list. If I made any mistakes, shout. Getting me completely? Seeing the this thing, the complete reduction of code, boilerplate code reduction. I don't even have to say now session factory.get current session because whatever is equivalent to session, my Spring Boot is injecting directly in form of the super interface of session, which is entity manager. And what if I tell you in a lab session, I'll have to take it in the lab session, no shortcut, because otherwise I want to start you on REST APIs tomorrow. That's my reason. So the moment you have this, whenever after the revision and all, I'll not push you for time. Whenever you complete you do the revision. What if I say entire implementation classes from the Dow layer will go away? And that is when we will be climbing to the most advanced ladder in form of Spring Data JPA. But again, I want you to spend some time in JPA and then the rest of the days only Spring Data JPA. Anyway, I was just spending time. Has everyone reached here? Yes or no? Completed? Guys, let's not finish the whole down layer. You have entire lab session to complete whatever you want. Complete case study here. Doing this impossible, but partly I will do, partly you will do as always. Okay, so now climb to the layer above. So here, which is the layer here? You have a tutorial service, tutorial DAO, call the method. So tutorial DAO dot get tutorials by topic ID, topic ID. So as you can notice, also here we are not having any business logic. So I could have skipped it, but I just want to show you one by skipping and one directly. So this is all fine. And finally, we have to call it where, which is the layer above the service, topmost layer, customer controller. So tell me, one dependency had injected for getting all the topics. Now, which is the dependency I'll have to inject? Or okay, let me rephrase. Can one dependent object have multiple dependencies? Of course, yes. It is dependent on tutorial service as well as topic service. We are writing the controller not as a topic controller, tutorial controller. We write it as an actor base. Typically, I'm saying. Okay, so tell me, which is the second dependency you want to inject here? Everyone knows it. Which is the other one? That is your auto-wired. And here, private tutorial service, right? I tutorial. Don't say DAO, tutorial service. Okay, done. And then this part is easy. Invoke service layer method, which will give you the list of tutorial names, and that I want to send it to the view layer. So because then this page will be built. So which is the way? What should I use? Model attribute, session scoped attribute, or something called as flash scoped attribute. I've not shown you flash scope yet. I mean redirect attributes. Model attribute is sufficient. See the way. Everything is dependent on page navigation. The moment I say forward view, server pull, request scope is sufficient. So add one more dependency. Okay. And here, let's do it in one line. Map dot add attribute name. So this is what tutorial names. I can say tutorial names. You can give some key, some attribute name, and call that service layer method. Tutorial service dot get tutorials by topic, and in goes the topic ID. So if you count the number of lines, which used to be so many earlier, all gone to replaced by 1 or 2 lines. Are you getting the feel of advanced nature of your Spring and Spring Boot framework? Spring Boot is for reducing the whole configuration to 0. And I hope it is worthy of your project technology. I'm not at all selling. I'm not at all this thing. You still have to learn .NET. You have learned full stack React. I mean Node. So you have 3 choices to make. React frontend, Node.js backend, React frontend, Java backend, as in Spring Boot backend, and you are still having the third option, React and ASP.NET. So you practice the technologies and make your final choice is always the suggestion. But I'm selling as in the sense I have to explain the whole full features of Java, so the selection becomes easier. Anyway, are we done here so far? So now let me not waste time. What is the next step I have to do? Okay, before I say next step, let's say the whole steps. So who is sending what to whom? Your customer controller is sending the logical view name. Which logical view name? /customer/tutorials. Okay. It will send it to view resolver bean. View resolver bean will send the actual view name. So what is the next step now? It's a easy question, easy answer. You have to write the JSP. There's no JSP. So let's create this JSP under which folder? Customer folder. Okay. So here, go to this customer, right click, new. Can I see any JSP here? I can't see. Anyway, it might be there, but I may not have seen, in a hurry. So tutorial, what was it? I forgot. Tutorials or tutorial it was? I think tutorials. Actually, I should have said tutorial names.jsp. You can correct it if you want later. Now, so let me check it out. Otherwise, I can read this tutorials. It was correct. Okay, so now tell me. I will again talk about it, give you a minute, and you can give me the whole thing. So this is the page we are building. Building in the sense our data is all available. Or okay, why don't you do this in a step-by-step manner? So that there's no pressure, there's no confusion whether I have my controller, service, DAO, and database is working or not. So just have a small debugging statement, all tutorial names. And let's have a simple EL syntax. We have put it under the request scope. This is a kind of debugging, and the name of the attribute. So before thinking about that, those, what was it? The links and the view layer part of it and the C colon, whatever for each iterator. Let's see whether we are lifting it at all. You understood my thinking? First, let's do the little bit of debugging to check all the layers are doing fine or not. And then we will add a links and just focus on the view layer. So run this application again. If you have forgotten how to run the Spring Boot application, here is one more thing. Should you run it as right-clicking on the application? Never. Open src main Java. Under that, you will have a com.app, and this is your Spring Boot application main method starting point. So right-click on that Spring Boot application class, run as Spring Boot app, and it will launch your Spring Boot console. Always take a minute to check the console. Always, always. So here it should be all error-free. You can see our customer, homepage controller, user controller all up and running, and Tomcat started. Embedded Tomcat container started properly. And then I'm saying here, starting from the scratch, from the first request. One, two, three, right. And suppose I say Spring Framework, I don't think I have tutorials under anything. So is it lifting the data from the database all the way up to the view layer? Tell me. Once you have it, then it is like easy thing. Is it working for everyone, guys? Everyone means whoever is like doing it with me. Getting the feel? So once you have this confirmation, now rest of the this is just building a page. JSP. There's no Spring part involved. Okay, so now go ahead and give it to me. So here, one-on-one basis, sharing screen and looking into individual problems, I'll do it in the lab session, 100%. So here, this is what we want. So tell me, is a form required or no form required? Working fine? Good. No form. I'm not given a button. You can later style this, Bootstrap CSS framework. So you can style the links as buttons and all, nobody stops you. But the point is you can have any this. So a simple thing is link, anchor tag href. And then will you require any iterator tag for building this page? In short, C colon for each, required or not required. Giving you the clues. I don't want to spend too much time on the view layer. That's my problem. So of course it is required. You'll iterate. And what will you add as the link href? We have discussed it. I don't remember. Maybe in servlet JSP somewhere. We have built this part earlier. So tell me, what will be the value of link href? Because that is what is interesting. Rest all is just JSP. Can you give me properly that link anchor tag href is equal to? Give me, don't talk to me in Java, like name and tutorial names, vague answers. I'm not accepting. Give me a proper value of href. Type it out. Because that is the only thing. You remember you are giving this thing in the loop, colon for each and all that. Okay, static or dynamic? First question. Will the href be static or dynamic? Dynamic. Okay, you are all at least on the correct part. So tell me. I'm not writing. HRF? No. Wrong answer. See yourself. Tutorial names. This one, Prashant. So suppose the tutorial name is Spring MVC. So href will be equal to Spring MVC. You tell me, right or wrong? It's all wrong. Yeah, think over more. Guys, other guys. Okay, answer is in the flow diagram. After making a clicking on this link, we want to show the specific tutorial details with the updated visit count. Request scope dot tutorial names dot tutorial. Not really. Not really. Yogesh, not this. No. You're missing a point. Okay. Do you want to submit it to? Okay, Spring URL is the way to go. But yes, people are having a problem before this. So tell me, what is the page? Okay, what should be in the href? I did not want to give you the clues, but looks like you need the clues. Do you want it submitted to the controller or to the JSP? Tell me that first. JSP. That is where your problem is. You cannot see, guys, look at this, when the client clicks on this link, a new request, it's a CP1, client pull 1, a new request is going to come all the way to your Spring framework. And if you say JSP means what? They are well hidden under the WebINF views. So guys, any request coming from any client, we want it intercepted via dispatcher servlet. So answer me again. What should be that href containing? Controller or JSP? Controller. So now build on that. Href is equal to, yes. Okay, so people are learning. Slash customer slash tutorials is this page. You got confused. Tutorials is this page, the next page. So call it as tutorial details. I mean, page means not the this. So slash customer slash tutorial details. But now I need to tell that this is the tutorial name which was chosen. So that is the dynamic part. So where the dynamic part comes in? Question mark and rest of it. So slash customer href is equal to slash customer slash tutorial. Oh, sorry, slash tutorial details and all that tutorial name. Okay, it's a little involved. So I just wanted to discuss that. But guys, now when you say slash, will it retain Yash's suggestion? Now, if you say slash, will it keep that Spring MVC as in context path or will it skip it? It will skip it. If you remove the slash, customer slash customer. So somebody had answered, I don't remember, Kunal, I guess. So why don't you write only tutorial details? It's such a pain. Instead, there is a kill-all solution, simple solution. What is that simple solution? The tag which I showed you, Spring :URL. Okay, so use Spring :URL effectively for all client pull 1 actions. It could be a form action, it could be a href, use any for it. So let us do it in a systematic and slow manner. So here we are. Where are we? Okay, you can stop this because we are building something. So just rewind. All this today's slow, everything I'll be revising. So you do your revision before I join. I'm planning to join little early. Let us see whether I can manage. And you do it at your own level, as in at your own pace, self-study and all those things. And I'll definitely revise it for you, starting from the index page till whatever we can. We are stopping in another 10 minutes. Anyway, so let us not waste time. Customer controller. So the next page is tutorials. In tutorials.jsp, we had got all this. So now you can comment. Now start answering me. Which tag libraries should you import using taglib? Start answering questions. I think I already solved it. Which libraries you'll require? GSTL, Spring Tag Library, both or neither? GSTL for what? Answer is both. GSTL for C colon for each, and for Spring colon URL, of course, Spring add. Taglib and URI. Spend a second here. GSTL core tag library, prefix of a C. And here, another tag library, URI equal to control space. Come to end and choose Spring tags library for JSP tags with a standard prefix of Spring. Got it? Now, so I'm just building the page as we want. So here, this one I'm not written, but I want to output that these are the topics and all that, right? So let's have the header here. The title. Am I going to put it in a table? Yes, I'm going to put it for a better look. So let me copy the table tag. It looks in a better manner. So I'm just copying the table tag from here. So I can add a caption there. That is the only thing, nothing else. The JSP, if you want, like before, I will share. Don't worry. Okay, I'll remove this. I just got you here for your table, TRTD. Actual TD also I removed. So now, so what is it we are building? I want to have a caption to the table. You can do the styling all you want in your front end, real front end. So that caption is tutorials under topic. Which topic? How do I get the name of the topic here? Anyone? See, all this tells you not JSP part, but the concept part of it. I wanted a title here that you are looking at the tutorials under this topic. Anyone? Guys, answer is always in the URL. So anyone wants to tell me? Oh, sorry. As the same mistake, I think. I can't get the topic name, but I can get something, topic ID from the URL. Anyone wants to tell me how? Under the topic ID. Do you remember anything in EL syntax? Yes, request parameter. So that request parameter is dollar. You remember param. Param is equal to map of web container created map of request parameters, and what the value was? Topic ID, right? Okay. So this is your caption. And now you are going to add the links. So this will be under C colon for each. For each. Oh, Control X, I wanted to say. And here you will have, let me see, only one column, right? And multiple rows. Yes. So let's have a var here. And var will have, we will fill up the var in a minute, but in items. This items is going to be this one. That is why I do it in 2 steps, so that not too much is like bombarded. JSP layer, view layer we are building. And like I said, to be replaced by later, if you take up the full stack application, which I hope you will, by some front end, JavaScript front end, React. So here I can say names nm or something. And now tell me, it is iterating, and all I'm going to add is the here a link. So anchor tag href, and here I want to display the $nm. So this will be your tutorial name. And here, this is where I was asking you, how will you do it? So there is one limitation which I've observed, but I don't really understood the reason of it. If you have a form action, you have to call the Spring colon URL separately. But if you are adding a href value link tag, you can embed it, you can inline it. So see what I'm doing. You can stop writing for a minute. Spring colon URL. I'm inlining this tag here, not var value. And here, since it is a quotes, double quotes, I'm writing it as a single quote and closing the tag. Here I have to retype this, otherwise it doesn't work. And this value is going to be the controllers mapping, which is /customer. And the next one is tutorial details, right? /customer /tutorial details. I'll just explain in a minute. And now it has to have a query string parameter, which is $nm. I think that's it. Just a second. Before I send you the code, give me a second. So this label is fine. href value was the interest. Only catch was there. Spring colon URL, $nm, and all this. Okay. So let me send you this page. In web app, web views. This was under customer, right? Tutorials. Okay. So if the tutorial name is, let's say, Spring MVC, anyone wants to tell me what will be the what do you say, hypertext, and what will be the corresponding value of the URL, value of href. So the hypertext will be Spring MVC, just the topic tutorial name. And what will be here? If the cookies are disabled, cookies are enabled, it will be /Spring MVC Hibernate, or whatever, the Spring Boot MVC context path. After that /customer tutorial details appended by, oh, sorry. What is it I forget, guys? I sent you the wrong code. What did I forget? I forgot something. No slash. Slash is there. I forgot. Here I directly said question mark this. Where is the request parameter name? So I forgot this. So tutorial name maybe. Sorry. So just corrected. I directly injected the parameter value and I forgot about the request parameter name. This is a query string. So what will be the name of the tutorial? I mean, what will be the parameter name? Tut_name. And again, the value will be whatever the dynamic value. It could be Spring MVC, it could be Spring Container, core dependency injection, whatever. And if the cookies are disabled, what will be appended to this URL? A JSession ID. And you can work in that entire web application. Just check whether all URLs are rewritten like that, and it will work in a cookieless manner. So best is try it out. Oh, guys, I had given this. Okay, I'll give you this line again so that you don't waste time in view layer. Okay, so this is it. Now let's try running this again. So let me start the Spring Boot application again. Check the console, confirm whether your Hikari connection pool is all started, whether your controllers are up and running, and then go to the client side and let's do the testing. Do it from the scratch because your earlier HTTP session and all could be gone. So till this we had worked. Choose the last one, guys, because I have not added any tutorials under these topics. It's just a matter. When you come to the admin flow, you have a lot of things. So there you can add. Currently, it's not there. So here add. Okay, so it is having a link. It's not looking as great, but okay, like I said, the display or the view or the look part of it, all you replace it in CSS. So now let us check. So tutorials under this topic is all fine. You can change that column span or column width. You can have this. So if I say, for example, any this Spring Boot I'm just checking in down, but let us see. We don't have that page. So white label error page means it is just a nice way of telling you Spring Boot has generated this error page, but you can see here, which is the real error code we are having. Quickly, it's nothing but your HTTP 404. But is it serving you web browser related HTTP 404 status error code, or is it serving you the Spring Boot generated error page? Spring Boot or browser? Who is generating this page for you? Spring Boot. Okay. And anyway, of course, we knew it will not work. We were only interested in the this thing URL. So pick up the URL as always. And you look at it and tell me, working or not working? Is it what you are trying, or something is missing, something is wrong, whatever? Start looking at it from left to right. This part of the URL, all cool. Is it having, because of thanks to the Spring colon URL, is it having the MVC, the context path? Yes. Is it properly having /customer/tutorial details, whose next action, the controller, controller means new method in the controller, we will write, or maybe you will write. And then, is this query string coming properly? The tutorial name, and which is nothing but %20 is a space. So Spring Boot. So tell me, does this look all right? Some answer, yes or no? Okay, try something else. Go back and choose some other topic. I'm sorry, to some other whatever. And you can see Spring MVC boot, customer tutorial details, tutorial name, Spring Core. Getting it or not? Understood? Did it work for you, by the way? I never asked you that. Working for you guys? The JSP view layer I already given you, only with one mistake. Only one person is saying, Gaurav is saying yes. What about others? Not working for you? It was working. Very less response, but yes, whatever. So I'm stopping here, but not before discussing the next part. So I want you to continue in the lab session even before I join. So of course you have a lot of things to revise. So you can create from scratch, just to give you a practice Spring Boot application. It will take you exactly a minute. Why? Because all your Maven dependencies, all those jars, Spring Boot jars, Spring Web MVC jars, everything is now a part of your local repository. It will give you practice. And then you can copy all this controller DAO service layer and continue. So 1 minute question and we are off. So if anyone wants to take it ahead, that is what I'll be doing when I enter the labs. So tell me, what is the next step you will take? All answers are always in the URL. So this is the requesting URL coming from the client. So start the story all over. Can it be intercepted by your dispatcher servlet? Is it ending in any .jsp extension pattern? No. So can it be intercepted by the whatever? A dispatcher servlet? Yes. Dispatcher servlet consults, sends the key. So anyone wants to tell me in this URL, what will be the key, guys? You have this URL to solve. Tell me the key. What will be the key? Send to the handler mapping bean. Because that is how you'll be writing the action method. /customer/tutorial details. So this will be the key. Now, in the current situation, what will your handler mapping bean return? Null or not null? Null. So what is the solution? Would you like to add a new controller or new method in an existing controller? New controller or new method? New method. Which one? Which actor? Okay, user controller, customer controller, or admin controller, which is missing yet. Customer controller. Now, when you open the customer controller, I'm just taking you ahead. So tell me, I'll open that. I'm just stopping it here. So in the customer controller, tell me, you will be adding a request handling method to show a particular chosen tutorial detail. So next question, get mapping, post mapping, put or delete. get mapping, because you say that form is still not form. Sorry. Where is the form? The clicking on the link. My bad. So clicking on the link, of course, a get. So get mapping. Will you inject any request parameter as the dependency? I'm solving it for you so that you will get interested and solve it on your own. Will there be any request parameter injected? Yes. What it will be? All answers are in the URL. So which will be the request parameter? Tut underscore name. I don't know what name you have given. I have given tut underscore name. So at request param, whatever, a string tut underscore name. So dependency injection will be done. Binding from request parameter to method argument, all done. So this is the only input. Next. So do you require any database access to solve it, or you don't? Of course you require. Everyone understands it? So controller will call service. Service will call DAO. Are you realizing it? Yes. Okay, so that's the next question. Which DAO? Tutorial DAO. And if you see, we have just got the empty DAO layer. I mean, okay, partially empty. So if you open tutorial DAO implementation, in the given time, I could just write, we could just finish this much. So which is the method you are going to implement for this? Your choices are get tutorial details, update visits, add new tutorial, whatever. Get tutorial details and update visits. So I'm just giving you a question, can you combine the logic in one? Answer is yes. Because you remember long back, we were not getting those updates. There were always visit counter lagging behind by one. You remember that earlier, long back when we are saying, I think in servlet days, I don't remember exactly. So you can fix it by writing it in one method. Your choice. You can keep it as it is. You can do it whatever. So get tutorial details. When the tutorial name is the input, can you use what was equivalent to, session.get is replaced by entity manager.find. But if the input is tutorial name, find or JPQL. Will you use session.get's equivalent entity manager.find, or will you have to use the JPQL? Of course, JPQL. Have I given a tutorial ID here? No, I can't. I couldn't. So of course, all JPQL. So you figure it out. Will you use get result list or get single result? Simple question, simple answer. I'm just checking how much it has reached you. Result list, guys, for one tutorial name, there's a unique tutorial name, single tutorial. That should tell you. Okay, so of course, get single result and update visits. While we were in JDBC, we used to write update query. But guys, you know the fact. Anytime you touch the state of the persistent POJO, setter getter types, automatically Hibernate JP implementer will perform the automatic dirty checking, etc. So that is why I gave a clue. You can just combine these methods into one and code will reduce. So do all of that. Let DAO layer method be called by the service. Service layer method will be called by controller. And you can try. I'm not at all pushing you. First, immediate thing is revision of so many things we said. And if you get time after revision, whenever I join, or even if you want to do before, we will be building this page and completing the customer login to logout flow. Okay. So that will be done fully using JPA. But okay, last this. Are you going to use JPA as your project technology? If I give you a better solution, you'll say, why not better? So then when we start solving the admin flow or the whole project, I want to go to the final, most advanced layer where I will show you from migration from JPA to something called as Spring Data JPA. And next point onwards, all the projects here onwards will be developed using Spring Data JPA. Okay, so I just gave you some trailer, like just a sneak view or whatever you call it of the things. And we will do all of this revision. Don't worry, whole revision I'll take. Whatever you want, I'll take along with going ahead. Any specific questions before I leave this? I'll be uploading all of this under the day 17 data. So do the revision in your own style, in your own manner, and I will join you little earlier. I hope little earlier. I hope I'll manage today and take the revision and try to take you ahead. That will be all. See you in the labs. Send zip. Okay. Okay, I'll send you the zip of this project. The last one, Spring MVC Hibernate. Anyway, I'll be uploading it shortly, but that I might take some half an hour or something. No worries, I'll send you. I'm sending you the zip as requested. This is the final form. Okay, so whenever you import it as your existing Maven project in your workspace, please edit application property file, change your username and password, and it should work as it is. Okay, that will be all. See you in the labs.